Hello and welcome again to this edition of Phi TV. We are here in the Technology Pavilion at the headquarters of Florida Internet and Television. Today I am joined by former Speaker and former Congressman Tom Feeney, President and CEO of AIF, to tell us a little bit about the Florida DC Business Fly-In hosted by AIF. Welcome, Speaker.
Brad, it's great to be with you.
All right. So let's jump right into this trip. This is important. This is where all businesses come together to go to DC to meet with their congressman. What can people expect on this trip?
Well, we're going to have a fantastic trip like we did last year. The one thing that we have in common is that we're all impacted by what the federal government does, whether we work mostly in our local communities or in Tallahassee advocating for more jobs and more prosperity in Florida. This is one chance to bring the entire business community, all sorts of business associations. We had the truckers and the broadcasters and others from Florida last year, along with some of the top Florida companies and a lot of small companies.
All right, well, let me stop you there, because associations, that's kind of a unique thing. So how do they interact with this event? I know we are, for the first time this year, we're looking forward to it, but,
yes.
But if I'm an association and I want to play a role, how do I do it? Or what do I get to do?
You will have a lot of sponsorship prestige. You'll be on all the invitations to the congressmen and senators to come speak to us. The White House last year hosted us for 2.5 hours. Plus you'll get to mingle with congressmen from primarily Florida, but leaders from throughout the country will be invited, and several
Just the
up.
executives, or do their members get to go? How big or how small?
No, really anybody who's involved in a Florida business or an association or owns a small company or works for a large company. If you're representing your company, you're invited to come promote Florida as the best place on the planet to do business.
All right, so you make this really you're facilitating the Florida business community to go up. So how does the day progress on day one? Kind of give us the what do people experience as they walk through this 2-day agenda?
What we were able to do last year is we had about 2.5 hours on Monday afternoon. This year it'll be May 7th. We had experts brief us on what's happening in Washington that impacts Florida on transportation, on healthcare. We had former Congressman Jack Kingston, who is one of the key Trump spokesmen out there on TV all the time, speak to us. Then we had about a 2.5-hour reception. We had 20 or so members of Congress come by and just schmooze with us, enjoy it right across from the Capitol on the House side. And for our sponsors, we had a private dinner where Senator Rubio gave us an update. We got up first thing in the morning. We headed off to the White House Executive Office. This was after the hurricanes. We had briefings from FEMA. We had a briefing on the new tax bill before it passed, and were given an indication by the Trump team what they thought would be in it. And then we had an update on regulatory information. Finally, we ended up with our own office in the United States Capitol.
That's nice. You got that place to go drop your bags and go, take a rest in between meetings.
And we've already coordinated schedules subject to when they have to run off to the floor of the House to vote. We had 15 members of the House come see us in
Wait, so the congressmen and women are lined up to see your members versus the other way around?
Fortunately, there weren't a whole lot of them in line at any one time, but we had one after another ready to come speak to us.
Right.
And our members love that, because on most Washington trips, you literally are running from office to office, and you get to talk to staffers if you're fortunate.
Right.
Rarely do you actually get to visit with a congressman, because they're busy in committee meetings and work all day.
Well, that sounds like an amazing trip. So when folks go to sign up, I know we as partners are encouraging our members as well. Make sure I'm right on this. It's AIF.com/DC. That's correct?
That's exactly right. And we'd love to have you provide information. You can sign up individually and register, or you can become a sponsor and maybe rub elbows in very private settings with some of our top policymakers.
Right. Well, Speaker Feeney, thank you for what you and AIF do for all of Florida's business community, not only here in Florida, but on this trip in DC. And I'm gonna break, and thank you for coming by.
It's great to be partners.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. So do what FIT is doing in partnering with AIF as an association, or if you're a single company, make sure you join and you sign up to go on this important trip to DC, as we all collectively go to DC to advocate for Florida's business community. Thanks for tuning in.